Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one is from Jeep Sandholes. Am I the beehole for not paying for my coworker's lunch? This is genuinely the dumbest Am I the beehole I've ever made/read, but here we are. I'm a first responder and was riding along with another shift for training purposes. The first day we drove through a Chick-fil-A. I ordered a small mac and cheese in our area that's about $4. He ordered a whole meal. When we got to the window, they gave us a 50% off, making mine $2. The guy I was riding with said, "Don't worry, I'll cover you." Cool. Thank you for covering my $2. I appreciate it a lot. Second day, we went to a local bistro. That's decently pricey. I ordered a salad. That was about $10. His meal totaled to just over $20. Holy crap, that's a lot for, I guess I've never been to a bistro, but back to it. When we went to the register to pay, he told them, "She's gonna cover mine," while pointing at me. To say I was appalled is an understatement. The cashier looked at me and I calmly stated, "No, I will just be covering myself." The guy I was riding with got mad and started saying he'd cover me for lunch yesterday, so it's only right that I cover him. This is me stepping in here. That's not how "I'll cover it" works for you. That's someone being nice to you saying, "Hey, I'll cover it," and then if you want to reciprocate and get them the next time, that's up to you. I've done that a few times, but not for when it's vastly overpriced if they're going to take advantage of you. But back to it. I'm not confrontational, but I'm also no punk. I calmly stated $2 does not constitute $22 or whatever the total was. If you'd like me to give you $2 to cover my side of the meal I ordered yesterday, I will absolutely do that. But I will not be paying for your meal, and handed my card to the cashier. He paid for his meal and we went outside, and when he refused to let me get into the vehicle, he continued to argue and cause a scene in a parking lot. Wait, this guy is such a prick that he's not letting you, an EMS worker, someone who needs to be in the vehicle to save people's lives, not get in the vehicle over some food. Wow. Okay, back to it. He told me I'm no longer allowed to ride with him. Oh my god, what a child, sorry, but ugh. So I called for a supervisor. Once the supervisor arrived, he told him that he covered my lunch yesterday and I refused to extend the same courtesy. It doesn't matter. It's not a courtesy if they force you to do it. It's something that you offer to do out of a kindness. This is him just taking advantage of you. And that I embarrassed him and caused the scene. No, you didn't embarrass him. He caused the scene. And he no longer feels comfortable riding with me. I explained my side to the supervisor and apologized because this is literally so ridiculous. The supervisor essentially said I was wrong because I should have just been respectful and paid for him like he did me. What do you mean pay for him and be respectful? He's trying to scam me out of like $22, $20. That's not being respectful. Back to it. At this point, I was pissed and told him this sounds like extortion and that I wasn't going to be taking advantage of. I told him that $2 is a whole lot different than $22. We're first responders. We don't make a lot of money. I continued to say if he wanted me to buy him a drink from the gas station or give him $2, I had absolutely no problem doing so, but I was not going to be bullied into covering his meal because he covered mine. I ended up riding with someone else because obviously riding with him was no longer an option. The person I switched to also said I was wrong and should have... What? Are EMS people just weird? I should have just paid for his meal. I don't think I'm wrong here. Had I known the previous day, I would have been expected to pay for his expensive meal after paying for my $2 mac and cheese. I would have never let him cover me. Yeah, if I was in your shoes, I would have done the same thing. I would have just paid my $2 and been done with it. I feel like since he put me on the spot, me putting him on the spot in return was only fair. I don't feel like I caused a scene. I wasn't the one who argued and refused to unlock the doors. This is me talking like a bloody child, but back to it. But now everyone's saying that I'm not a team player, and I embarrassed them, as well as our place at work. Am I wrong here? Am I the beehole? No, P. No, you're not the beehole. I would do the same thing as you. I don't want to waste money on someone's food when I only spent, $2, $4? You can go sit and spin. And this crap with them all trying to gaslight you like that, this seems like some weird, culty thing. Not cult, but you know what I mean? Like they're all tight-laced and programmed to be like, "Yeah, this is what you do. Haha." I would go above your supervisor because that supervisor sounds like an idiot, and I would, go to HR or something like that because this is bullcrap. This guy's over here throwing a tantrum in the middle of a parking lot, and he's acting like he's, not that he's right. I wouldn't want someone like this applying medical anything to me. How is this guy a first responder? He sounds like an idiot. But OP, no, you are not the beehole. And our next one comes from Due Obligation 3035. Am I the beehole for telling my dad to correct his and his wife's lie to his stepdaughter, or he can deal with the consequences? My dad remarried when I was 12, after the leaving of my mother. My dad's wife was a widow, and had a 7-year-old daughter at the time. I didn't blend the way they wanted me to. I don't hate my dad's wife or stepdaughter. I never felt a family bond with them though. My stepsister can be really sweet. She's also special needs and behaves very young as a result. She struggles to comprehend things the way someone her age, 20 years old, would, and her view of the world is very young. It makes her far easier to manipulate and far easier to upset. There were times when I still lived with them and had to be so careful about things I talked about because she would also get upset. Movies had to be very happy and cheerful and could not have ceasing to be or bullying or any kind of sarcasm in them because they could really upset her. Which is why I'm so angry right now. So, I am expecting a baby, and my sister was so excited the last time she saw me and told me she was excited for me to have a boy named after her dad. I asked her what she meant, and she told me my dad, and her mom told her that I was going to name my boy after her dad, like I named a girl after my mom. She told me she has hopes I'll have a boy, and she was so excited, so easily believed that I was going to do that. I mentioned this to my dad, and he sheepishly admitted that they had told her, and that they were going to ask me to considering naming my son after my stepsister's dad, because it would mean so much to her. Oh, that's weird. I told him I wasn't going to do that, and he should have known that. He told me they figured out that they also really wanted his stepdaughter to be happy. I spoke to him with his wife present, and told him to correct the lie they told, or they can deal with the consequences of not doing so. She told me it would be heartless to deny her daughter this. Okay, crazy. My dad asked why I wouldn't want to do it. It's obvious that's not, you guys don't have to choose that name, and that's not your father, that's her father, that's weird. And I told him because I'm not the one who told the lie. I told him the choice was up to him and that he can live with the consequences. They said I was blackmailing them and playing games, which isn't fair. Am I the beehole? No, OP. No, you're not the beehole. They don't get to dictate what you name your child. And I sure as heck wouldn't name them after my stepsister's father. That's a whole nother level of weird. Honestly, OP, name your child whatever you want to name your child and let them deal with it. This has nothing to do with you. This is not your circus and it's not your monkey to deal with. OP, not the beehole. Name your kid whatever you want to name your kid, and they gotta deal with their lie. And our final one comes from Sad Isopod 1780. Am I the beehole for giving my wife a used MacBook for her birthday? I, a 36-year-old male, am married to a 35-year-old female who just turned 35 yesterday. My wife's former MacBook broke like a week before her birthday, so I got a new one for her birthday. I also got her some jewelry she likes. Oh, that's pretty nice. When I was ordering the Mac, I was on Best Buy looking for new ones, but then I saw refurbs for like $400-ish, cheaper. So of course I ordered one. When I gave her the gift, she asked if it was used/refurb because the serial number started with an F. When I told her yes, she just said, "Really?" and left it at that. Now I kind of feel bad, and my wife doesn't seem to be satisfied with the gift. So I'm asking if I'm the beehole. My friends made jokes about it being cheap. Money really wasn't an issue, but I had a chance to save money, so why not? Am I the beehole? OP, I'm gonna say you're not the beehole, but I completely understand where you and your wife are coming from. I get you wanting to save money, I like saving money too, but I get where she's coming from. I don't mess with refurbished items when it comes to electronics or used items if I have to. If it's like an old video game system, then you gotta buy used. They're not making new Dreamcast. Personally, I see Mac as overpriced junk, so I absolutely definitely get saving. But like I said, I don't trust refurbs when it comes to electronics. When they refurb things, it just depends on who's doing the refurbish, how much it's been used. You know what I mean? It's a gamble. It's wear and tear. And I just wouldn't want a laptop that someone's touched over. You might get lucky and someone just bought it and then immediately returned it to the store to get their money back or to do a YouTube review. I don't know, something like that. You might get one of those, or you might get one with a cockroach infested house. I just don't know, and you don't know how much they clean those things. So I completely get it when it comes to electronics. I wouldn't mess with refurbished. But on the other hand, if it's, my birthday and someone's like, "Hey, I bought you a MacBook. I wouldn't care that it's refurbished. I didn't have to buy, you know what I mean? Those things aren't cheap. As much as I don't like Mac, I understand it's a very expensive present, even with $400 knocked off. Those things are overpriced, and I think that's a really nice gesture. So that's why I'm saying you're not the beehole, but I can also understand where your wife is coming from. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me. And can you please do what I said in the beginning? And like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out. It helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.